The following footage is certified PG. Pretty great.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing okay. It's a Buell day. I've got an issue with the rear light. I think I mentioned it in a video a few weeks ago, but some of the LED lights are deciding to say, nah, I don't want to play no more. So those ones there, don't know if you can see those, a little bit faint. Those ones there have gone, but sometimes if you give it a tap, don't want to give it too much of a whack in case that breaks, they'll work. And to replace this whole unit is about £170. And that's an expense I don't really want to fork out for because I don't have the money. Christmas is coming, but I want to keep this road legal. Like I said, it's probably going to be tucked up for winter now, but I want to get it done, get it ready. So if I do go out on it at all during the winter months, it's there. If it's been dry for a couple of days, it'll be done. I don't want to be pulled over by the plod, but we need to fix this rear light. So I've done some little checks, asked some other Buell owners, and they were saying it's probably an Alibaba type stuff or Temu type stuff. So I thought I'd have a look around, and there are some very similar LED strips for this on Temu and Alibaba and all that kind of malarkey. So I found some on Amazon. These were more than they were on Temu or Alibaba or any of these Chinese places. So it's probably from the same places, but Amazon's probably bought a load and shipping them out very next day and adding on £8. So this was £10. So I'm going to fit this rear light. It's exactly the same style as what's in here. So fingers crossed it's going to fit okay, but I need to do it. I don't want to be pulled over by the plod, and we need to do it. It looks fairly simple. I've shown you the wiring on this before. It looks very fragile and very delicate. There's 5 wires in total, and I can barely see them without my glasses on. I can see about 20 wires out at the moment without my glasses on. So I need to put my goggles on. I'm going to get my other camera out and we're going to have a little look at this and attempt to fix this, and fingers crossed it works. Otherwise I'm going to be a bit screwed. So let's get cracking with this. So on this one, we've got the black and the black, green, red, yellow and white. So what I'm probably going to do, because I don't want to lose these plugs, because I don't have these plugs, so I'm probably going to cut these down a bit further. This cable's way too long, but I don't really want to cut this back either, so I'm probably going to neatly wrap it up somewhere for now. So I'm probably going to cut them probably around about there, so it'll give me, or maybe a bit further up. I'm going to splice them into those, or join them up to those with some soldering shrink wrap things, shrink seals, which I've got from Temu. We'll join them up that way, and we'll see if it works. Yeah, that's way too long. But, like I said, I don't know, I might take a bit off it. I'll just take a bit off to there, say. So it's going to be more than enough. So that's what I'll do now. I've now trimmed those off. I've given myself a foot on that cable there, I'd say. Let's pop this rear light out. Let's get that Allen key out. I'm going to pop these in a magnetic pot, just so I don't bloody lose them. You know, just hearing that, I think it sounds a bit like stainless steel. So, oh dear. So I'm going to have to be ultra careful with these in case I knock them over. I don't want to lose them. So I'll be screwed otherwise, quite literally. Get a pair of pliers on that one, I think, because I don't want to, can't seem to get it out, and I don't want to force it and not break anything. There we go. Got it. So yes, that bit pops out. How does that come out? That, oh, there we go. There's the LED strip. So there's the offending item. There's a new item, exactly the same size. Make sure of that before I even attempt to put it on there. Yeah, by a couple of mil. You can tell this one's had more use because it's a bit more flimsy than that one as well. So you can tell those LEDs have heated it up a bit. Let's cut these ones up and probably cut them down a bit further now and see how we get along. Let's get cutting. So that's those ones now stripped. What we're going to do, I'm going to do this one by one. I was going to put crimps on and cramps on, or crips or whatever you call them, but I decided against that. So I don't really have anything small enough for these wires. I don't know if you can tell how small that wire is on my finger, but that's tiny. So I'm going to use these soldering crimps, which have got a little slice of solder in the middle. Once it's heated up, it solders itself around the wire. Even this is like trying to thread a bloody needle. This is tiny. Let's see if I can get that through. Let me go through the solder, yeah. So we'll go to the yellow. We're going to do this one by one and make sure and melt wires. And this wiring on it is very neat. I'm probably just going to go and ruin it now with this, but I don't know what else to do really. Yellow to yellow. Where's my yellow? Fold those down now. There we go. Got the neatest. Let's slide that over the top to just there. Let's get my little heat gun. There you go, and just see that solder melting in there now. I wanted to put a piece of bloody heat shrink over that as well. Don't go too much, because you're going to burn the cable out of sheath like I just did there. But there we go, that's the first one done. Hopefully you can see it. I'll try and zoom in on that. But yes, hopefully, yeah, a little bit of a tug, nothing coming off. Happy days!
Many unbearable hours later.
Black one's now, red one's now done. I'm going to wait for that to set a bit, so it's still a bit soft. But, fingers crossed, I will now have a fully working rear light. Get the light there, wish me luck. There we go. But I seem to have the brake light on permanently, which ain't good. Right, let's suss that out then. So it's the day after now. I kind of had to go in, it's getting a bit late. Obviously the brake light looks like it's permanently jammed on, so I've wired all these up correctly as they should be, or as I think they should be, but I'm going to have a look at these plugs over here. So the white and black I think goes to the brake light. Let's unplug that. Let's go to the red and just swap them over. Let's see what happens. So red in now. Let's push pull. There we go. Happy days. So I'll put the daytime light or running light there. Happy days. That's that sorted. Indicator. Indicator. Happy days. Fixed. Let's put it all back together. So it goes back in the same way, but because of this is round a different way for some reason, I can't put it that way. Well, no, because if I was to put on the left-hand indicator, it'll be flashing right. So we're going to have to go this way, feed it up through. That's in. Pop this cover back on. In fact, what I might have to do, I might have to get a bit of trimming done on there quick, if you can see, for the cable to run through. So I might give that a bit of a trim up quick. I'll be back in a minute, I'll trim that up. So just trim that up, you can see where it's been 3D printed as well. This whole rear end is 3D printed. So I'm going to chuck this back on now. Hopefully that cable will run through. One hole lined up, lovely jubbly, or Allen bolt, or Allen screw. Tiny little bloody fiddly thing. Don't want to over tighten these because it is only 3D printed. Just have to check them on them regularly because it vibrates like mad. There's that one done. 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 Right, now let's have a look around the rear. So let's turn it on. Yep, got my number plate light as well. Don't know if you can see that. Happy days. Brake light all works. On there. On the rear brake. Right. Left. All fixed. Happy days. Tidy up this wiring, then we'll be done. So I know this wire is going to be a bit excessive, but I didn't want to cut it too short in case I buggered it up and I had to retrim it. So what we're going to do now, put a bit of heat shrink over it, and trim it all up and tidy it all up a bit further. So let's heat that up. Not too much, don't want to bloody melt it completely, but and voila, I'm going to put a bit of tape over that as well, just to be even safer. Happy days. Tidy it all up as much as I can, set us all tucked down now. I know some people out there saying, oh, that looks really messy. Yes, I know it's messy, and the wiring was neat and tidy before. But there we go, done, happy days. So first repair done on the Buell. Nothing else that needs fixing as such yet. But yeah, so that little LED strip was a tenner. The units from Twin Motorcycles, I think it is, or something over in Netherlands, is 170 to 180 pounds for the whole unit with the light. I didn't want to get a whole unit, just no point. Just wanted to try and find a light. And I found a light, tenner, Amazon, happy days. Obviously could have got it from Temu, but it would have been here in about 6 weeks probably. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. There'll be a video here, subscribe here. Adios amigos, buenos noches, goodbye.
That's all, folks.